Hello, my name is Eric Hunter, and I'm here with Robin Shade, and we're going to talk to you today about something we find really exciting, and we call it effective dowsing. And it's a really cool process to use the pendulum to read energy and give you information. Now, I described this in a very simplistic way in my very first book called Pendulum Healing.
I have it here.
Yeah, and this book is available on Amazon. Anyway, so if you read the book, I talk about reading people's energy using a pendulum. And, I didn't really develop this concept at all. But over the years, Robin has been working with my system, and she developed this way of reading the energy. And it's really amazing. It's accurate. It gives you a lot of information. So we wanted to just present this idea to you to, if you're interested in pendulums and in getting information about people's health or about different situations, why don't you just briefly explain it to you so you get an idea of what's going on and how to do this. So the first step is you need a pendulum and you need a system of energy. So what we have done is we use a system that is based on the seasons of the year and human health and the stages of a person's life. So all three of those are correlated to a system of energy, which is represented by a color. And then we use the pendulum to, ask, like, what is the energy of a certain situation or a certain person or anything we're curious about, and then we use the pendulum to read the energy, and based on where the pendulum swings on the chart, it gives us information that we can use to begin to figure out what's going on. Did you have anything you want to add about that, Robin?
Yeah, what it's reading is it's reading the vibration. The reality is the vibration, and it's kind of like a decoder ring. I have it on my phone, and so when you're looking at a situation, you can read anything. You can read like a place, a situation, a thing, your health, anything really, or the combination of those, and you're connecting to the vibration, and you're really decoding, and you're just finding out like what's going on. And then when you get it on your chart, you can make corrections if you want to, or make a decision depending on what you get.
That's great. Yeah, that's a great example description there.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'll add to that too is that this differs from traditional pendulum dowsing, where you ask a yes or no, or you're trying to read numbers off or letters off the board, or reading a percentage. In that you're not asking a third party. There's no intermediary. So you're not asking your subconscious. You're not asking a spirit or anything like that. You're asking a question to focus your consciousness so that you directly read the energy. And this
Of
energy,
what is.
yeah, this energy is what is. It exists objectively.
And you're just seeing what is the reality at this very moment.
Right. Or even like what could be the energy of a choice that you make.
Right.
So, but you're not asking any entities, any third parties, we call them, or your subconscious. So there's no way that that will be interfered with. You have the conscious intention to detect what is or what can be in regards to the energy in the relationship between two different people, or an object's energy by itself, or any kind of situation. And we're going to give you a few examples to illustrate.
Yeah.
All right, so the example I'm going to start with is my house. So my wife and I were sensing that our house was really cluttered. Even though it was clean and everything, it just felt cluttered energetically, and there wasn't like a good movement of chi or energy through the house. Like, it wasn't going smoothly, and we wanted to rearrange the house. But we have a small house, and we were kind of like wondering, like, how are we going to do this? Like, where are we going to put the furniture? How can we change it? There isn't a lot of room to make changes. We're very minimalist, so we don't have a lot of excess stuff in our house either. So it wasn't a matter of just getting rid of things. It was like We had to find a way to fundamentally do it. So, you know, I was like, aha, I've got the system, the effective dowsing system, and I can use this. And what we can do is we can see, like, well, is the energy of the location, let's say of the sofa, what is the energy of the location at the what sofa in this location? And then I would douse the chart and I would see, was the energy an energy of health, or was it an energy indicating not health? And then based on that, I could look around the house and say, okay, well, if we move the sofa over here, what would be the energy? And I would check. And I'd say, okay, well, if we move it over there, what's the energy? And then based on that information, I could find the ideal location for the family's health, you know, for that item. And so we went ahead and did that with like every part of our house. And we completely rearranged it in a way that was counterintuitive, that we would never have done in a million years. And it feels so much lighter, and so there's so much energetic balance and flow now. It is like ridiculously better now. Like
Oh,
it's
that's
like a
awesome.
thousand times better.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so that was a really cool example of just using this in a practical way. Another example I wanted to share was I'm doing a cleanse, so I'm drinking tea during the cleanse, and I wanted to find out, well, what effect does this tea have on my health? So I checked the energy of the tea first, see like, well, what effect does it have on my body overall? And it gave me a reading that indicated like new growth or new development. And I was like, oh, that's kind of surprising. So I said, but I was specifically doing it for the liver. So I said, well, what is the effect on the liver? And then for the liver, it got that it was optimal health. So the interesting thing was that there were different layers that
Hmm. Yeah.
you could read with this. So like
Yeah.
at a level of my whole body, it was stimulating a regrowth. And that means I'm getting healthy.
Because you can check different parts.
Yeah. And then when I checked the actual target organ that I was working on, it was showing that it was really good for that it was putting it into a state of ideal health. So overall, my body was in a phase of regeneration while
Hmm.
the specific organ was being put into a state of perfect health. So it gave a lot of information. There's just a couple of simple questions,
Yeah.
and I can look at different levels of the issue.
Hmm.
So, Robin, I think you had an example you wanted to
I
share.
did. I
Yeah.
had a really good example that actually happened the other day. And I was talking with a friend, and she attends craft fairs. And
Mm.
as we were talking, I was asking her if she was also going to go to this other craft fair. So there was one on Saturday and one on Sunday. And she was kind of hemming and hawing. And I said, you know what? Let's do a read. Let's do a check-in and see. Just let's see what we see.
That's cool.
So we checked in on the chart of the craft fair that she was going to attend on Saturday. And it was great, great energy. We were totally on track. And when we doused the energy of her attending the different craft fair on Sunday, it did not show good. So I told her, I said,
Mm.
well, if I were you, I would either not attend that Sunday craft fair, or you have a chance to do some energy work and make it
Mm.
a little bit better for you, because right now it's not looking so good. And then we started talking about product. There's different size products that she was thinking about bringing. I was trying to help her get the things together. And then I said, hey, let's do a read on what would sell better.
Oh, cool.
And so I started checking the energy, the match of the different products to that particular booth at that particular fair. And I got it that it was all the smaller items. I
Mm.
said, if I were you, I'd pack a ton of the smaller things, a little bit of the bigger things. I think that's going to be your biggest seller. And that's how we kind of like came up with her game plan. And then she did check in with me after the craft fair and said, you were so right. It was a great fair. All the small things just like sold out. It was really
Oh,
good.
wow, that's so
So
cool.
it was really exciting because it was really a tool of empowerment.
Mm.
So we kind of had a hunch on certain things, but it was a way to kind of check in and see where our hunches were going. And it was just a really good feel of empowerment. So it was really good.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I've been noticing too, because like, we both have been applying this to a lot of situations in
Yeah,
our lives.
yeah,
And it's amazing how it's like, it's very empowering.
it
It
is.
a lot of really good information. And it gives you like a starting point too, to like, to
Yeah,
start checking things with non-dowsing means too, like to help
right.
locate where an issue may be and then actually go check it in the quote unquote real world,
Yeah, it's very
or
powerful. It's a
yeah.
good system and it gives you a sense of empowerment and it works. It's great.
Yeah, my wife was really surprised. Like we were independently checking things without communicating with each other, and we were getting
Mhm.
like the same answers. It was
Yeah.
that convinced her that it was totally working. She's like,
Oh,
"Wow,
awesome.
okay, this
Awesome.
this stuff works. We were independently getting the same answer here." And what they weren't, like I said, they weren't intuitive, or they weren't things we would normally have even considered. Like
Right.
where to put a piece of furniture.
Darren, my husband and
Yeah.
I like getting the feedback from him because he works with his hands quite a bit. Sometimes
Mm.
he's working with tools, batteries, all kinds of machinery, those types of things. And sometimes when he's troubleshooting certain things, he'll come to me and say, "Hey, can you do a quick check on this?" And sometimes I've told him, depending on where I get the health of the item, I'll say, "You got a little bit more life, but you're going to have to replace this real soon." Or, "No, you're good. Go with it." So
That's cool. That's cool.
it's so adapt. It's not just a human. It's not just a person. It's an animal. It's an emotion. It's a combination of relationships. It's everything. It's
Right, because
very
everything has
adaptive.
energy. So there's so many different ways you can apply this. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
it's really cool.
right.
Well, thank you, Robin, and I want to thank all of you for watching this video. Hopefully this was inspirational and it starts getting you thinking about how you can start reading energy of situations as a way to get insight and knowledge about how to proceed forward and how to do things, and to feel more empowered in your world. And if you want to study this more, we are going to be offering a course on this that's going to be coming up soon. You can
Yeah.
find it on my website, pendulumhealing.com. But yeah, just wanted to put this out there to inspire you. If you're a healer or a dowser, interested in like a different way to think about energy and about getting information, yeah, just we thought that this video could be extremely helpful, so we
Yeah.
wanted to just make these ideas available, and we thank you for watching it.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.